Hello and welcome back to the MLB DFS Slate Breakdown for Wednesday, July 24th. I forgot what day it was for a second there, but we are back and we're going to be breaking down this slate. It is an interesting one. We got still a solid amount of games, even though we have a 7-game early slate today. So pretty much every team's playing on the day. Likely tomorrow is going to be a short slate. I did forget to look at the schedule to know if I will be doing a show tomorrow night. But in general, just so you know, if it's at least 4 games in the evening, I will be doing a show. Now, before we get into it, come join us at LineStar. $39.99 per month gets you access to everything we do, all the props, all the DFS. You get it all. And the best ball tool is scheduled to drop tomorrow. So it's going to be here. Pretty excited about it. I will be doing some breakdowns of the tools and trainings and whatnot on it so you guys understand how to use it and what it all means. Anyways, let's get into today's slate. So first we're going to start off by the perfect lineups from yesterday. Then we will get into the winning lineups, followed by today's slate, which is the pitchers to consider and some stacks. So we got to go back to yesterday because the Reds are already doing some work today. I'll just start on DraftKings. And the perfect lineup, we got Zach Wheeler, we got John Gray. John Gray is a wild one. We talked about him yesterday and how limited his pitch counts have been. And they still were. He only went 80 pitches, but went 7.2 innings with 5 Ks. Just wild efficiency for him. Something that's just very hard to count on. But, hey, it was against this bad White Sox lineup. So those of you that took some chances on that limited pitch count, congrats to you. Wild what he was able to do. Wheeler had a Wheeler-like game. We had a 2-man Houston stack and then a bunch of one-offs. Tyler O'Neill went nuts. Tyler Fitzgerald has just been incredible lately. 21, 16, 16, 24. Start before that, 18. Just an absolute wild run for him. He's been crushing the ball. So the Tyler's definitely got that Tyler bump. And then we have some one-offs. And then the winning lineup on DraftKings went to Tunica, who won by a solid margin, 13-plus points. They had Soriano. They had John Gray. So 2 paydown options here. And then a 3-man Dodger stack, 2-man Oakland with a San Francisco and Boston one-off. Nice little lineup. Oh, I should say, Toronto one-off also. Nice lineup. Way to do it. They had some correlation. Not as much as I would like to see generally. And they could have leaned into correlation a little more. They did win by a solid margin there. But, hey, they were able to hit it. Congrats to them. 50K. You love to see it. Now let's get over to FanDuel to check out what we got there. And the FanDuel winning lineup went to Zach Wheeler as the pitcher. Perfect lineup. We got that 2-man Houston stack again, and then all one-offs. And the winning lineup going to Gator Chomp 15, who went with Soriano. 2-man Giant stack, one-off of Boston. 3-man Oakland, 2-man Dodgers. So it was the old 3-2-2-1. Congrats to Gator Chomp. You got it done. And let's get to today's slate now. Starting on DraftKings with the highest owned pitchers. Tyler Glasnow, 30% owned. Now, he is coming off the IL. He had a back injury. He wasn't off. He pretty much just missed the minimum time with the All-Star break there. My guess is they just did it more so as a roster move rather than them trying to give him more rest. He is already like 11 innings shy of his all-time career high in innings pitched. So I would not be surprised whatsoever if that was more of just trying to save him, give him some extra time, call somebody else up for the roster spot, and do that. So I don't know how hurt he was. He did pitch 58 innings in a simulated game, so maybe he's on a little bit of a pitch count. That is the big worry there. However, I mean, it hasn't been that long since he pitched, so he could be full out. Just kind of hard to really know for sure. Pay attention to news. If he is a full go, the guy has been ridiculous this season. Mid 2 FIP, 2.7 FIP over his last 20, 2.9 over his last 5, 34% K rate. Stacked cast data is good. He's just been crushing everybody, has a giant ceiling. If he's a full go, I mean, the 30% ownership makes absolute sense. Now, if he isn't a full go, 30% is a lot for a guy that is only going to pitch, limited pitches. However, I still think he goes 80, and this guy in 80 pitches can get it done. He's averaging 84 over his last 5 starts. So he can absolutely get it done in 80, and that is my guess. He's 80, 85-ish range, and he still has upside, just not quite as much. Like, he's not going complete game. In 80 pitches, Glasnow can still go 7, but it's just doubtful. So Glasnow still in the rotation, but mainly due to his price being a little bit lower than normal. Nathan Eovaldi. He's solid when he's on. There's solid strikeout upside. He's in a really good matchup versus the White Sox. This one can go either way. I do think that he's a little overpriced for who he is, but in this matchup, you can't really complain about it, and he's better at home, averaging 33% more fantasy points at home. Next, we got Garrett Cole, 9.4K. Garrett Cole's back. That's 2 starts in a row where he's done good. 6 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. He's versus the Mets in this spot. I don't mind the spot whatsoever for Garrett Cole, and I would be playing him. The Mets are hot, but Garrett Cole can beat anybody when he's on track, and he seems to be back on track. So I don't mind some little G Cole. Next, we got Tanner Bybee, 8.5K. I love this spot for him. Detroit has been hitting decently lately, so you got to give him that, but this guy has been pitching great. 3.4 FIP over his last 20, 28% K rate, shows you some upside. The only worrisome thing is that he's 50% about fly balls, but only 27% hard contact. I don't mind going Bybee. I love the little discount on him. He still has a real solid ceiling, and I think he's in a good spot. I don't mind some Bybee whatsoever. Yarel Rodriguez, 6.5K. Guy's been pitching well. 3.98 FIP on the year, 3.5 over the last 5. He has faced decent offenses too, and has still kind of got it done. Has some strikeout upside. I'm intrigued in this Tampa Bay spot. We got him at 2.3x. He is probably your best pay down option, in my opinion. Next, Robbie Ray. There is absolute concern in this spot. He really hasn't pitched for 2 years. He pitched 1 game last year. It is his first game back. Now, in minors, he looked good and pitched into the 6th inning, so he is probably a full go versus this Dodgers team, and we know he has upside when he's really locked in, but hey, the variance in this spot is going to be giant. Guy hasn't pitched in a major league game in over a year, but really it's been 2 years since he's seen, consistent work. So it's a tough one, and it's against the Dodgers. It can go absolutely either way. We know he is volatile. Even when he's in form, he can get lit up, but then go out the next day and give you, mid-30s and 12 Ks and just absolutely crush. Jack Flaherty versus Cleveland, never a great spot spot versus Cleveland. They just don't strike out that much. But this guy's been very good all season long. I would still consider him. We got him at 2.4x. He's only 9K, 5 to 800 less than he's been. And I don't mind taking a couple swings, but definitely not going all out. Pretty much everybody else, I'm not really feeling too much today. Manaea's been fine. He's versus a tough offense in the Yankees, but they've struggled a little bit. Hard for me to really want to go there, though. Matt Waldron at 8.1K is a little interesting just because we've seen him have some giant games at, medium prices. So a little bit interested in this spot for him, but not going all out. Let's get over to FanDuel here. Highest owned, Tanner Bybee, 9.4K. I absolutely get it. I will be having some of him, as I will Garrett Cole. I know LineStar is not really liking him right now. We got him at 2.7x, but I think the issue with that is the 4 poor starts he's had this season. And I think we're probably looking at the near term a little bit too much when we know Garrett Cole's history has a long history of being very, very good. Nathan Eovaldi, I think, is a little bit too expensive at 9.9K. You can absolutely go there. Glasnow, 11K. If nobody's going there, I am a little intrigued, but if he does have a pitch count, 11K is pretty hard for me to want to pay up to. Flaherty, fine, taking a couple shots. Michael Wacha, I don't really want to go there. It's super warm in Kansas City, and this Arizona team has just been super hot. 226 ISO, 330 WOBA over their last 20 versus righty, so I don't love trying to pick on them. Yarel, if you want to pay down, hey, go for it. We've seen him be able to go 6 innings and 80 pitches, and it's likely they keep him to that kind of 80-ish range, as it's been 3 games in a row, but just a low chance of a quality start, and that is the big downgrade for me in this spot. And you got to talk about Robbie Ray. He's an elite pitcher when healthy. Just the variance in this spot is absolutely giant. So to each their own, be careful with it. And let's go check out some DraftKings stacks. Sorry, I'm making this one a little bit quicker. I was up all night with a sick child who isn't feeling too good. Got a little bit of a stomach bug. All right, so our highest value stack of the day is Miami. Not totally sure who Baltimore is pitching yet. Miami is an interesting offense, though. They lately just kind of keep getting it done. I don't love the 5-man stack with them, but a smaller one totally. But, hey, a 5-man can get there. Tampa Bay's popping up a little bit versus Yarel Rodriguez, too, which they can get there. They've been hitting decently lately. And Washington versus Waldron. Waldron's had a couple games where he's given it up lately, so I get it. And let's get over to the highest owned stacks. Highest ceiling. Oh, all right. Highest owned. We got Texas Rangers versus Flexen. Flexen hasn't been good. 6 FIP, 5.2 FIP over his last 20. High ownership going there. It makes a lot of sense. I gotta like Texas, even though that offense really hasn't been clicking this year like it did last. But hey, only a matter of time until they pull it together. Ryan Nelson and the versus the Royals. Nelson's been very good lately, but it's an away game. It's hot. The Midwest Coors, as some would say, a decent spot for the Royals, who've been hitting well, and Bobby Witt is just on absolute fire. I love the spot for Baltimore versus Edward Cabrera. Anthony Slam Tander is my home run call of the day for today. And let's check the highest projected stacks we got here. Highest projected, we got Dodgers, Baltimore, Yankees, all of which make sense. I talked about Robbie Ray a little bit. With it being such a high variance spot, Dodgers do make some sense, but Robbie Ray makes a little sense too. It is a very tough matchup though, so you got to be a little bit concerned with that one. And highest ceiling, we got Arizona on it. We already saw that. It is warm. Arizona's been crushing it. The ball should fly a little bit. I believe their implied total is the highest on the slate, with probably Dodgers and Texas also being right around there. Mets also versus Cole popping up a little bit. I don't love it, but they are super low owned, so it does make some sense when they have that type of ceiling. So the Royals and Padres and Washington all at 4.8, with the Yankees and Texas at 4.7. I think all of these stacks make a lot of sense today. And with so many of them, we should be able to get some low ownership in there on a couple spots. And then Baltimore, I personally love this Baltimore stack. Cabrera, 55% hard contact, 90 average exit velocity. I like that spot quite a bit for them. Dodgers at 4.5 versus Ray. We talked about that. That'll do it for us today, guys. You guys have a good one. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. As long as there's 4 games, I will be. If not, I will see you guys Friday. Let's make some money, guys. And good luck. Adios.